Hi, welcome to my channel, Zen and Fit. Today I'm going to be talking about dealing with individuals who have narcissistic personality disorder. So before I jump into discussing narcissistic personality disorders, I just want to give an overview of how personality disorders differ from mental illnesses. And I'm going to be calling personality disorders PD for short, just to kind of make it a little more concise. So people who have PDs are different than those who have, let's say, psychiatric illnesses such as depression and or anxiety. People with PDs think everyone else is the problem. They don't see their behaviors as problematic typically. Not unless maybe they've gone to therapy, intensive therapy, where a therapist has used certain clinical modalities to get that person to become more aware of their problematic behaviors. So for individuals who have mental illnesses, they are very much aware of how their psychological issues impacts their lives and possibly impacts the people around them. And people who have mental illnesses are often referred to as ego dystonic, which means that they're not happy with how their illness impacts their lives. Like, let's say, for example, a person has major depressive disorder. That particular person may say, hey, my depression causes me to not be able to go out and socialize with friends. I'm unable to get out of the bed. I just sleep all day. I'm no longer able to engage in enjoyable activities that I used to love doing. So you can see that people with mental illnesses such as depression, they are fully aware of how that clinical condition impacts their lives, and they're not typically happy with that. That's why they usually will go and seek out some level of services or care or support, because they know how their illness is affecting them. Individuals that have PD, on the other hand, they are considered to be egocentric, which means basically that they don't see themselves as a problem. They think it's everybody else and never me. You're the one with the issue, not me. That's common among people with PD. And that's how they differ from individuals who have, let's say, depression, anxiety, or even bipolar disorder. People with PDs think it's individuals, other people that have the issue, and it's never them. And that's why even when people who have PDs are seeking out mental health services, it can be very difficult in the treatment process because they don't see what they're doing as a problem. Whereas someone with depression, they're more receptive to services because they know that there's a problem going on and they're not happy with that. And so they're trying to address that. So now that I have gone over the differences between PDs and mental illnesses, I want to give an overview of some of the traits that a person with narcissistic PD may present with. So some of the common traits that people with narcissistic PD can present with include being grandiose. They may exaggerate their achievements. Let's say, for example, they're barely passing a class, but they'll pump themselves up to say, oh yeah, I graduated top of my class, when they really didn't. Also, they may be preoccupied with power and success. They may have a belief that they are special and they only want to associate with people who are considered to be of high status in society. They're entitled. They may require excessive admiration from others. They're arrogant. Another popular trait with this personality disorder is that they can lack empathy. That's a definite trait among people who have narcissistic PD. Also, another common trait is that they can be envious of others, and they believe that people are envious of them. There are also some additional traits that people with narcissistic PD can present with, but I just wanted to give an overview of some of the traits. But being grandiose, lacking empathy, I would say are some of the top two presentations that you see with people who have narcissistic PD. So now that we have reviewed some of the common traits that people with narcissistic PD have, the question comes to, how do you navigate or deal with these types of individuals? And I think the first thing you have to think about is, where do these people fall in your life? Are these relatives? Are these just peers or friends in your life? Because, like, let's say if it's a friend that you have in your life that you've noticed that they have these particular traits, maybe that's somebody you don't continue to have in your life. That's a decision you have to make. No one can make that for you, but you have to decide. When it comes to family, we can't pick our family members, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit further in a few minutes. But when it comes to friends or peers that that you may associate with, is it essential that you have these individuals in your life? If you know that they have these unhealthy traits about them, that they may not change. So you have to make the decision of setting boundaries for yourself of, maybe I will not hang out with these types of individuals because they're not relatives, they're not somebody that is essential in my life that I need to interact with. So I'm going to choose to eliminate these individuals out of my life. Choose not to associate with them, hang out with them. But when it comes to family members, especially, it depends on how close of a relative this person may be in your life. Maybe you're not able to just fully eliminate this person out, but you have to set really strong boundaries with these individuals where maybe you're not constantly interacting with them on a regular basis. Maybe it's only a few times a year you may reach out to them to say hi, to speak with them or see them, because you know that they have these unhealthy traits that they likely will not change, especially if they never seek out any type of therapeutic services. So it's important for your mental health and your physical well-being to make sure that you're setting healthy boundaries for yourself and determining where people fall in your life. If it's a relationship that you can do without, especially if they have narcissistic PD, maybe you will make the decision to say, hey, I'm not going to deal with them. And when it comes to other individuals like relatives or even like coworkers who may have this particular personality disorder, you may not have the full control to fully eliminate this person out of your life. So you have to set certain boundaries for yourself. If it's at a job, you're going to have to interact with them on some professional level. And so just keeping in mind that, hey, I'm going to just stick to whatever assignment that I'm working on. And I know I will come to the table with the expectation that this person is going to come up to me with, all kinds of issues because of their personality disorder. And I have no control over that, but I can control how I react to that and to not take that home with me in the evenings. So finding ways to cope and deal in addition to setting boundaries is going to be helpful, especially if they are coworkers or relatives. Engaging in physical exercise to regulate yourself to have to deal with these people. Going to support groups, listening to music, whatever works for you to help you be able to cope with these types of individuals. So I hope that you found this video helpful in just exploring how to navigate people with narcissistic PD. If you have any comments or experiences dealing with individuals that have that has this particular type of personality disorder, I look forward to reading it in the comments section below. And if you'd like me to do more videos on this particular subject, please let me know in the comments section, and I definitely will make a note of it. And until next time, please hit the like and subscribe button to support me in creating more content on my channel. And I hope you all take care.